In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire.
Hello there, and welcome to the latest Elite FPL stream with myself, Steve, and I'm joined by Dan, who will be speaking in a very strange accent. Dan, are you there?
Good morning, Steve-o. How are you?
Fucking hell. Oh. It's not members only, Steve. I did a members video this morning, Dan. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I was slagging you off, mate.
What do you mean you were slagging me off?
Well, you'll have to watch it then, won't you? So, yeah, it's
cancelled membership.
It's game week 37. It's the penultimate game week of the season, Dan. And I can't wait for it all to be over. What about you?
Oh, I mean, you know, I wouldn't say wait for it to be. It's good that the fans are back. That's really awesome. I think, in all honesty, all I'm focused on at the moment is hoping that my local team, or ex-local team now, Torquay, get promoted. Very tight.
They're still not promoted.
And title race they're at the moment. No, it's still like a game to go or 2 games to go. I think it's a game to go. So it's all very tight in the balance. So it looks like it's either going to, well, it looks like it could be the playoffs, or the second at the moment. 1 point off tops. So been very interesting. And then obviously Bournemouth, my new home team, if you like, jumped on the glory bandwagon last night and pumped my fist when I saw that they won 1-0 against Brentford last night. So just kind of more interested in that because the title race is obviously over, really prematurely. The relegation places were settled. And then in terms of my FPL season, the main objective is still to finish above you.
Well, that's happened, so that doesn't matter now.
Well, it hasn't happened. Not till the fat lady sings.
Well, the fat lady sung, mate, and I'm telling you now, you are going to end up above me.
Well, it's not. It doesn't happen till it happens. I mean, you might do another master stroke -20 and pull some points back. I don't know.
Well, I've already done a -8, and that's what I'm going to be leaving it as. So, unless it's an absolute disaster from your end, a bit like in the Invitational League, then there is no way in hell I'm catching you. I don't think it's even possible.
I'm just looking at it now, actually. Yeah, there's about 70 or so points.
It's 70 points, is it? So that's 78 now after my -8 today. So, yeah, like I said, I couldn't give a stuff about this game as I've been going on about and boring myself talking about it now. But, yeah, I'll get on with my team. So, I did a -8. I brought in Cavani, Greenwood, Pereira, and that was it. Greenwood, Pereira, and Cavani for... God, I don't know what. I don't even know. I don't even care. Oh, Chris Wood, Lingard, and someone else. Do you know what, Dan? I don't care. I actually don't care. What do you think of the fact that I've got Greenwood, Cavani, and Pereira in?
Yeah, I mean Greenwood, Cavani. Obviously, they've been linking up well, and they've got a decent game against Fulham. I mean, I don't know. Will Ollie rotate again? Maybe.
Like you said, the fans are back. He's going to play a full strength team. He's going to be. It's going to be good.
Yeah, so I mean, in that case, I mean, I'm even looking at Fernandes now as a sort of potential captain choice.
Oh,
I mean,
Paulie won't be happy with that.
Why is that?
Why? Because he is. I'm afraid he is going to triple captain him.
Well, we should be happy then. I'm endorsing his decision.
I think he's got better players in his team to be doing it.
Do you know what the crazy thing is? You know your old saying, from a selfish point of view. I'm just looked. This is how I prepare for the stream, Steve. I just I don't look at my team beforehand or anything. I just like on Friday morning.
Who the bloody hell prepares for streams? Get a grip.
You do. You've got your notepads.
Yeah, it's in here.
You know,
as David Brent says, do you even use that computer? Yeah, there's a clip for anybody, Vince.
But yeah, moving forward. So I actually just look at my team and I'm like, actually, I've got some decent options on the bench now, and I'm like thinking around with it. But like you said, just kind of playing for fun now. I don't want Lewis to finish above me. He's kind of crept up, or Dale, because I think in a cash mini league, you've obviously got people that you know really well, close friends with, and then you've got people that you know, like I know Lewis, for example, enough to say hello to him, but enough to want to finish above him in the league. So,
who is Lewis?
It's just bragging rights. Lewis Robinson. He's been in the league for donkey's years now. He's right on my tail because he bench boosted in the triple game week. And he's 22 points off me. So yeah, and then there's Dale Bellamy as well. He's only 50 points off me. So it's all up for grabs now. Well, as was said back in 1989.
We've got your team up on screen. Shaw, Fernandes, you're going to be playing. I'm assuming Calvert-Lewin, Kane, Benteke. I'm assuming you're going to play. Then you've got Maddison, Rafinha, Salah, Lingard, and then Dallas, Rudiger, Coleman, and
yeah. Well, no, this is it. I mean, obviously that game against Sheffield United, Flipping heck. I mean, basically, I did a joint bet with my uncle. Yeah, my uncle and
I just ate Muppets, mate. To be honest with you, this is what I can't stand live streaming sometimes. Muppets. Anyway, carry on, mate.
Sheffield United was 7-1 to win at Everton on Sunday. The bookies had them at 7-1. So it seemed, Coleman, I thought would be a decent chance for a clean sheet. He played the 90 minutes, but of course we know that fair play to Sheffield United, they got the win. So bit of a tricky one. Wolves. The thing with Wolves at the moment, like I watched them Sunday, they just haven't got it up front. That Fabio Silva is just so raw. So it's a bit of a headache actually, because Wolves haven't exactly been firing on all cylinders. But then Everton at home, even Ancelotti did say, well, as normal at home, we played and we lost. So you can't get any more blunt than that. So it's a bit of a tricky one, really.
This specific game week, like I say, I've been looking at essentially teams that, are all playing at home, because obviously, like you mentioned, that their fans are all back and everything, and I've picked out a few fixtures where I think will help their particular teams perform. Man United tonight, I'm expecting a minimum of 3 goals in that particular fixture. I'm expecting Tottenham to put on a performance versus Villa, although I will say that I'm a bit disheartened by this Kane news, so I'm thinking that maybe changing my captaincy to someone else. I think that there's a chance that Chelsea will... Well, I think Chelsea are going to beat Leicester no matter what. I think that Leicester is still going to be hungover. Burnley at home to Liverpool, it's just going to mean that Liverpool are going to score more goals, because they always batter us at our place. But in this specific tonight, I think that Liverpool have got everything to play for, and there are certain players that are not going to be playing tonight, and I'm expecting Liverpool to score 4-5 genuinely tomorrow evening. I'm interested to see what it does with Everton to Everton. That would be fascinating. Newcastle is going to be a very interesting one as well, but certainly the teams that I've earmarked to score goals are Liverpool, Tottenham, Man United for definite. Man City is, I don't know, it's hit or miss. I've got them down as like a 2-1, 2-0. I think I put it down as. You lot, I'll tell you what, you were actually a team Arsenal away at Crystal Palace. That's the one which I am fascinated by. I was actually touting maybe Aubameyang, Pepe, Martinelli to do quite well tomorrow evening. What are you thinking on? Because there's a lot of people that are like asking about punts and stuff and what they think about certain players, and I can only think of like a couple off the top of my head. Greenwood as an example, Harrison of Leeds maybe. You've got Pereira of West Brom. And then I thought about you lot, Arsenal. I'm just trying to think like who from your top of your head would you think could do quite well against Crystal Palace? Because I think you're going to win quite comfortably tomorrow. 3-0, 3-1.
It won't be that comfortable. I mean, Palace have just beat Villa 3-2. It's probably Roy Hodgson's last home game for Palace. The fans are back in, admittedly a smaller number. And you know what's going to happen. Like, Zaha is going to play like Ronaldinho, like he always does against us. And then Benteke is going to be Drogba. And
Benteke, the player that still continues to score for you. Yeah, amazing that.
Oh, yeah.
Laughable.
Yeah, well...
Laughable. Laughable. Laughable.
It literally is laughable.
Sorry, but like, let me just get this off my chest. It's like, again, something that kicks me in the cojones. It's everybody's banging on about bringing in Zaha for the double game week. He does nothing. You bring in a player in Benteke that's done nothing all season. He scores about 50 points in 2 games. Zaha does nothing. The following game week, and get rid of Zaha, he scores. You just can't. It's a load of nonsense.
Yeah, but it's frustrating. I mean, Benteke was a proper punt. Most definitely. Like I said, he does have this little pattern of like blanking for 3 or 4 games and scoring, but I didn't expect him to keep on scoring. Like I just kept him in against Villa because A, it was his old team, and B, I was like, well, it's not worth a -4 to get rid. You know, just keep him. I've got other areas of the team to sort out. So when I seen that he scored again, I was like, bloody hell! Like, I don't know. I mean, just the confidence, isn't it? I guess really, he was getting in the right positions against Man City a few weeks ago, and I don't know whether to play him against Arsenal. Really, it's either playing him against Arsenal or playing Shaw against Fulham. But I think as long as Shaw starts, I think Man United have got a very good chance of a clean sheet.
James on Planet FPL was saying about the fact that maybe Benteke could be a great player for you lot to buy. Maybe just to come off the bench or something.
Jesus Christ, really?
I mean, it was a name mentioned. I mean, would you take Benteke at your club?
Do you know what? I could go down to Asda this afternoon and I could find a better signing. I'm not. I mean,
what exactly are your strikers doing that Benteke isn't? I mean, you could get him for 50 quid, couldn't you?
Jesus. I mean, sorry for all the blasphemy, by the way, but this is what it's come to, isn't it? We're fighting for this Europa Conference League, this competition that nobody's heard of and nobody understands and nobody wants to be in, and then we're getting. Look, Benteke's done well for my team, so I can't really slag him off too much. Although my reaction kind of, he's a physical striker. He's got a presence. But I'd honestly rather, it sounds mental saying this, I'd rather get Giroud back just for one last season. I don't know. I mean, you look at Benteke, like he's gone on a bit of a run of form now. If he does well with the Euros, maybe. He was good in the past. I know you captained him a few years ago when he got a hat-trick for Villa. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Well, can you tell us about this? Can you tell people that I actually used to be good at fantasy football? So what actually happened there? Remind us.
Oh, this was towards the end of a season, about
2006, 2007. Fuck's sake.
2016, 2017. I think it was, or it was the prior season. It was when Benteke was at Villa and he smashed in a hat-trick, and I think it prompts you back up the league into those top 4 positions. So,
blimey. Yeah,
I mean, no, I don't want him at Arsenal. No. Next, move on.
Next. What's that off? What is that off? Next. No, it's probably me. So, like I said, we got your team up on screen. Are you planning to do any transfers this week, or are you just doing what quite a few people are doing, which is just holding them and having 2 free transfers for the final day?
I think I'll just save them for the final day for a bit of fun, because the final day is. I can't believe it's. I know this season's like been so condensed and so crazy, but I just can't believe that it's nearly over. I'm a bit sad actually. I don't know if that's a bit sad to say, but it's just gone.
So what do you mean? I'll tell you what was emotional, and this is we will talk about it because it was quite emotional seeing I couldn't give a stuff about it, but it was genuinely quite emotional seeing the fans back at Wembley for Leicester, and the fans going absolutely, as you can imagine, apoplectic about the fact they've beaten Chelsea. And I'm not going to lie, I said it in a members video, but I was absolutely fuming that goal didn't stand, and that the fact that Leicester went on to win 1-0. But yeah, did you enjoy the FA Cup final, the moment, the fact that the fans were there? And although I don't know if Chelsea fans were actually there, because I didn't hear anything from them. It was just mainly Leicester.
Nah, they were there, mate. I really enjoyed it actually. I was just watching it with a good friend on Saturday afternoon, and it just that natural reaction of the crowd just brings something. And just seeing the emotions of the fans, and obviously the Leicester chairman with what happened a few years ago to his dad, and for Vardy as well. Seeing, it was great. I mean, I thought Schmeichel was immense with those saves that he made. Like, I was even getting off my seat when he made the one from Mount, and then obviously the drama. But I will say the VAR call, I think that was ridiculous. I don't
Just,
really feel like that was offside. And I'm not, as you know, I'm not the Chelsea guy. I don't like them. I make no secret of the fact that I can't stand them. But I did think, well, you know, is that really a fair decision? I don't think so. It was a bit ludicrous. But there you go. These things happen. But I don't think it was the right call. But yeah, no, it was. It was a good final and good to see the fans back in, and great that they're going to be back in for the games for this particular game week.
Yeah, we've only got a few minutes left of the stream. It was not going to be that long. It's a very impromptu stream. Just want to say thanks to everybody that is watching us. I literally just hit the stream button essentially. But we are here to talk about these specific fixtures and go for our score predictions. I've already done it on a members video, but we'll hear more from you, Dan. We kick off tonight, thank God. We kick off tonight with an early kickoff. 2 early kickoffs, in fact. It's Man United versus Fulham. Dan, what are you expecting from this game?
I think Man United are just going to have a bit of fun, like you say. Fulham, you know, they're long gone, unfortunately, for their fans. The United fans will be back in. And, yeah, I think United will get the job done. And I'm going to go 3-0. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fernandes, Cavani et al. Amongst the score sheet.
A lot of people are talking about which one to get. Greenwood, Cavani, both. Rashford maybe. I mean, captaining Fernandes. I know Paulie said he's going to be doing it. Dan, you're thinking 3-0. Do you think it's just a case of get however many you can from an attacking point of view? And which two would you pick from an attacking point of view? I've already got Cavani and Greenwood. Who would you pick? You've already got, I suppose, Fernandes, but...
Yeah, I've got Fernandes and Shaw. I think Cavani's a good shout, really, or Greenwood. To be fair, they're all, you know, they seem to be flowing. Cavani's got his new contract, and you know, he's been getting some nice goals. Yeah, I'll stick my neck out and go Cavani for this particular fixture. Yeah.
Do you think captaining a Man United player is a great strategy, so to speak? Do you think there are better fixtures this game week, or do you think, do you know what? No, Man United at home to Fulham, it's ideal.
I think it's probably the best fixture of this game week. Ooh, really, when you look at
really, no, others. I disagree with that, but we'll
okay. Well, I mean,
Burnley,
yeah,
Liverpool.
no, I'll stand by that. Actually, I do think it's the most favourable fixture of the game week.
Okay, then we move on to Southampton versus Leeds. I think this could be, I say a lot of people are thinking this could be a very wide open game here. People talking about Harrison, Rafinha, Bamford. Southampton, though, you know, I think that they could put up a fight here, but I think with Leeds' away record, I think based on, because what I did this morning on the members videos, I went through like the recent form of each team, home and away and all that malarkey, and it looks like Southampton could win this 3-2. It looks like it's going to be a high scoring game. There is normally high scoring games at Southampton, but I think I put it down as 3-2, but if I'm predicting it, I'm probably going to go 2-1 to Leeds. But yeah, I'm expecting it could be an entertaining game. Dan, Southampton Leeds.
Yeah, I think this will be a good match to watch. Most definitely, I think Leeds will go for it again. Obviously, a great win on the weekend for them, and they've come into some really good form. You know, their confidence must be sky high. It's 7 goals in the last 2 games, clean sheet, and yeah, they're just looking really good. Harrison's an interesting one. I think, what is it that he got 8 goals and 6 assists this season, which I didn't realise. That's actually really good.
Ward-Prowse, near enough. Ward-Prowse has got quite a high level.
Yeah, so do you know what I mean? I think we all recognise him. Obviously, he looks like FPL Penguin. So can recognise him on that level, but recognise him on the level that he's performing. You know, for his debut season in the Premier League, that's actually a really good return. So Harrison, you know, Rafinha, who I've still got, and I'm going to be playing Rafinha in Dallas. I'm sure many people will. Southampton, you know, they've stayed up another season. They've had good spells, but I think Leeds will take this game. I'm going to go I don't think it's going to be easy for Leeds, though. I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds. I think Southampton can score.
Morning, Dave. Ray Joyce saying here, history always follow the history. It's not quite history, it's more the form, Ray, but I know what you mean. So, yeah, Brighton versus Man City. Everybody's panicking about whether X, Y, and Z players of Man City will start. I'm expecting Man City to be pretty comfortable here. Brighton got their 1-1 draw with West Ham in a pretty rubbish game by all accounts. I predicted 2-0, 2-1, something like that in this particular fixture. What are you thinking, Dan, for Man City?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Steve-o, like Friday evening, the Man City Newcastle game was on, and I was like, do you know what? I've watched it. You know when you've watched a lot of football, and I was just like, I watched football for 2 nights in a row. Let's just put a film on or whatever and have a break from football. I don't think this is going to be a great. And then it ends up being fucking 4-3, and I'm just.
Oh dear, 50p.
Really, oh, it's fine, mate. Oh, it's fine. I'm a member. I can do what I want. But yeah, it ends up being 4-3, and I'm just like, I don't know about everyone else watching now, but I get really annoyed when I could have watched the game and I don't, and it ends up being a really entertaining brill fest like that was. But it just shows the end of the season you do get these unpredictable results. Everton, say no more. I'm gonna go big drum roll. I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton.
Wow.
I am. I just think Man City are going to rest players. Well, I think Brighton have had some good results this season, and there's always got to be a shock, hasn't there? That it's like I was saying with my uncle Sunday. It was like there's no way that Sheffield United can even score. There's no way that they can win, and then look what happens.
Yeah, well,
look Everton, what happens. 7-1 comes in.
As I said to my dad when it came to us beating Wolves 4-0, it wasn't about us. It was more about how bad are Wolves. It's the same with that. It's a case of, well, hold on a minute here. How bad are Everton at home to allow Sheffield United to win? That's what I would argue. So you're expecting a shock result there, Brighton versus Man City. Obviously, like I said, the fans
I think always go for one shock. Always go for one shock. And Brighton have had some good results this season. And like Denver's saying, they'll probably win 6-1 now.
So Chelsea versus Leicester, here we go. It's the classic line. It's the repeat of the FA Cup final. And as Schmeichel said on the BBC, I don't know if anybody, in fact, I can't be bothered, but when he was doing the old, I can't hear you, love. I can't hear you. Speak up.
Can't hear a word you're saying.
Ridiculous. It just annoys me, this whole situation we're in at the moment. But anyhow, so it's the repeat of the FA Cup final. I've been saying it all week that I think this is going to end 1-0 to Chelsea. I just think that every Chelsea fan the following day is just going to go, why couldn't you do that in the FA Cup final? And I expect Chelsea to win this. A bit of a punt. If anybody wants differential, Havertz, I think, might do quite well. But yeah, Leicester are going to be hungover, feeling like rubbish, even though they need to win this game. But I'm expecting Chelsea to win this 1-0, something like that, 2-1. Maybe. Dan, what are you thinking on this? You've got quite a few assets. I think you've got Castagna and, I was going to say Maddison. So, yeah.
I haven't got Castagna. I've got Maddison. I've got Maddison, but I'll be benching him. And then he'll probably return. That's the irony, isn't it? Of course. Absolute waste of money. He didn't actually start the game on Saturday. But Leicester did very well. They won the cup, and this is still an important game though for the sort of the top 4. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's an important game, but it's just the fact they've just won the FA Cup, and they're all going to be feeling like garbage after drinking too much, and it always happens, and then they just fall flat on their faces come the following game. So that's why I'm expecting this to be.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm probably going to copy you, actually. I'm going to go 1-0 to Chelsea. I think they'll be up for revenge. They'll feel a bit hard done by the offside goal and whatnot. So, I'll probably watch that one tonight, to be fair. But, I think Chelsea will edge that through and get their revenge 1-0.
I just want to quickly gloss through these ones because, to be honest with you, I've got to get going in 9 minutes. But anyhow, we'll quickly gloss over some of the more boring matches. So Everton versus Wolves, I've gone with a dire, I think I said 1-0 Everton, but I think I may have even put 0-0. Awful.
1-0 Everton.
1-0.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, Wolves are just God knows what's happened to Wolves, and Everton, well, the pants. Newcastle versus Sheffield United, everybody's banging on about your player, Willock. Just talk to us about Willock. Are you expecting Willock to do something versus Sheffield United? I've got this down as a 1-0, I think, to Newcastle. What are you thinking in this game? And more specifically, Willock.
Willock's done really well on loan. He's on a scoring run and confident enough to take a penalty. Missed it, but got the rebound in. Really pleased with how he's doing. It's really ironic that he's our highest scoring midfielder this season, even though he's been away for half a season. I'm going to go for a draw in this game, though, because I think Sheffield will be confident after their win away to Everton. I'm going to go 1-1.
Obviously, Newcastle fans will be back. Their last 2 fixtures have ended in 2 losses. So, anyways, Spurs versus Aston Villa. Lots of people are thinking it's Kane versus Salah for the Golden Boot. But now all these rumours coming out, or is it official news that Kane is going to be leaving and all this nonsense? I mean, 125 million seems very cheap. I think he's worth 200 million. Man City, just pay that money now. Get him in your team. But whatever, it's Spurs versus Aston Villa. I think again another 2-1, 2-0, something like that, Dan. Although the fact that Aston Villa allowed Crystal Palace to beat them 3-2 and have the amount of shots that they did tells me that there could be 3 or 4. But I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, I think it'll possibly affect morale, but Kane, can't blame him. Sorry, it's if it is the case. Villa lost to Palace. As I said, their season's kind of petering out. They really are on the beach. Spurs have still got a bit more to play for. I'm going to go 2-1 to Spurs, and I expect Son to return again.
We've already touched on it, but Crystal Palace versus Arsenal, I'm expecting you lot to have a very, very comfortable victory indeed. I'm thinking 3 goals here for you, 3-1, 3-0, 3-1. You've had really good away performances. In fact, you're unbeaten in the last 6. I think you've won 4 and drawn 2. But yeah, up against Crystal Palace, a bit of confidence. You've already mentioned about Zaha maybe having a bit of fun against you. Maybe Eze as well with confidence, Benteke. So that's why I think they may... Yeah, that's why I may think they may get a goal against you. So I went 3-1 to Arsenal. But yeah, like I said, as differential punts, just quickly again, Dan, I was thinking maybe Pepe, Aubameyang, Martinelli as just a one-off for this particular game, only because I think you're going to do well. But you're a bit more pessimistic.
We haven't got a great record at Palace away. We drew with them 0-0 in the reverse fixture at the Emirates this season. As I keep saying, Roy Hodgson's probably his last home game. Looks to be the case. Fans back in. I wouldn't. Do you know what? If we don't win, it's not the end of the world, because I don't want us getting in this Conference League.
Okay. Tell us why. Again.
Well, it's just the B-Tech teams, isn't it? It's not even B-Tech, it's C-Tech teams. It's the teams that finish 7th in their respective leagues across Europe, and it's a poor man's Europa League. It's going to be embarrassing seeing the minute, but it's also a waste of your squad and having to fix the congestion. So yeah, I'll just say for this particular game we're going to win 2-1, because this is what we do when the pressure's off. So I'm going to completely go against what I said. But I do like the look of Eze, and I think that's going to be an interesting player to look at for next season.
Now on to my guys. Burnley up against Liverpool. Liverpool have got everything to play for. They just about beat West Brom thanks to that incredible Alisson header. Can't believe Trent Alexander-Arnold got the assist, and I still can't get my head around the fact that Salah got 3 bonus points. But at the end of the day, Salah is now going to be up against a depleted Burnley team. The fans are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of noise, but I just expect what Liverpool have been doing over the past few seasons to us, which is put past 3 or 4. They make easy work of us. Ironically, if it was at Anfield, it's a bit like with us against Man United at Old Trafford. We seem to do really well, but at our place, we get turned over, and I'm expecting 4-1. I'm going to go 4-1 with potentially me change my mind to captaining Salah, but Yeah, I'm going 4-1, Dan. I think also Mane could be a really good shout. I said it this morning. Firmino or Mane could be great shouts to target if you want like a differential.
I think, Liverpool. Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, Jota's unfortunately had this injury. Liverpool getting that crazy win at West Brom. I did have that on in the background and saw Alisson popping up for the winner. Well done to him. It was just like no West Brom player identified him as a threat. And he just, scored a cracking header. Trent with the assist. But yeah, they were a bit lucky. I thought West Brom were a bit unlucky in that game. So once again, I know, Burnley had the bad result on the weekend. So surely Sean Dyche is going to tell them to keep it tight. I just think Liverpool are going to get a professional job done here to keep them in touch with the top four. I'm going to go 2-0. At the moment, I've got Salah captain, but it's either between him and Fernandes. But yeah, 2-0 to Liverpool at Turf Moor is my prediction.
And then finally, West Brom versus West Ham. Sam Allardyce against his own team. Will West Brom fans be cheering on their team after relegation? I'd like to think they will, and I think Pereira may put on a performance. But to be honest with you, I think that I was considering Captain Pereira, but I looked at every time that he's got a double-digit haul, it's always been, surprise, surprise, away from home. So probably it'd be better off Captain him flaming next week against whoever they're playing. But in this particular fixture, I think I went 1-1, but it really wouldn't surprise me if it was like 2-1 either way. But yeah, 1-1, Dan. Tough fixture.
Yeah, tough one to call. Not much between the teams. Do you know what, Steve? I'm going to copy you. I'm going to go 1-1. Bit of a tricky one. That one.
It's a shame, really, because West Ham had so much to play for, and it's just filled away, hasn't it? Yeah,
it was. Unfortunately, they lost at home to Everton and Newcastle. Say if they got it was away to Newcastle. That was the game that they kind of blew it, really, I think. If they'd have got a win there, draw at home to Everton, it is a shame, but let's be honest, like they've had an amazing season. So they can still be proud of themselves. It's just unfortunately they've slipped up a little bit, but still, Antonio been fantastic this season. Souček, Diop, Fabianski, Cresswell, just the unsung heroes, aren't they? Really. But yeah, I'll still stand by it. I still think Antonio's an outside pick for the Euros, but it probably won't happen. So there we go.
Yeah, and if you are new to the stream, if you're late to the stream, this is what I did. Greenwood, Pereira, Cavani in for whoever. I couldn't care less. And you, Dan, you don't have a clue what you're doing, do you?
No, I mean, I think I'm going to save the transfer for the next for the last game week, I think, really. I'm just thinking about it now. I'm just torn up between Benteke at home to Arsenal or Fulham. I mean, surely, excuse the pun, but surely, Fulham won't score at Old Trafford. But I feel like every time I say stuff like that, I just jinx it terribly. But then I don't know, Benteke against Arsenal. Yeah, so I just look at my team and I just think, yeah, it's fine, but it's a bit boring doing that, isn't it? I always like to take a little. You know what I'm like. I always like to take a little bit of a punt.
I said if you're in the Invitational League and you've got something to play for, if anybody's got something to actually play for, like these guys that I'm about to bring up on screen here, so you've got the likes of Peter Scullion and Paulie. I went into in-depth this morning on the members video, but Peter Scullion and Paulie have got a lot to play for. 2 points in it between them. It's literally Paulie's got second spot. It's a case of can he get top spot? Well, pretty much yes. Then it's a battle between Jason and I can't even see on here. Steve Gregson, which is Stevie. And then you've got FPL Bear fighting out for third spot. And then it's for fourth spot, you've got then the rest of the guys underneath there who are all fighting for this position, and it's really, really tight. And these guys, if they want to go for it, like you've just said, they've got to find those differentials. They've got to make sure that they're quote-unquote logical differentials in which, you know, they're not like so far out there where you just think to yourself, why on earth would you bring in that particular player? I mean, I can't even think of a player off it. Someone like Fornells, for argument's sake, of West Ham, you know, some random player. But yeah, Emmanuel, you got Luke Jones, Ronald Heen, the infamous FPL, then you got Nick Treadwell, Kevin Meyer. I've said it goes all the way down to Harbour Boy and Blonde. I mean, it's so tight. But yeah, Harbour Boy, Blonde, there's Matthew Zaishi, Mark, but it's so nice. There's Ray Joyce, he's watching us now. Omar is down there. You've got Ryan Seash and Gabriel DeRott, Firetog, I know you're there, Firetog. Mr. Anderson, I know you're here as well. Hello, mate. There's loads of people in there, but I really do think that it is pretty much the cut. Where's your cut-off point? It's down to probably... Christ. Yeah, Ray Joyce is probably... Ray Joyce and Omar in 16th is probably the cut-off point where they could potentially catch 4th. Potentially, but it's so far ahead, I just can't see it. And I think that the reality is that these guys have really got to hit a differential. If they want to get 4th, they've got to hit a differential captain that no one would even imagine owning the player, let alone captaining, if they really want to push for 4th. If not, if they want to consolidate, that's great, and leave it to these 3 or 4 people. But yeah, Jason, Steve Greggs and FPL Bear have been in a right fight for the last 6, 7, 8 game weeks, and they've got lots to play for. As people like you said, like yourself or whatever, just want a bit of fun with the games. Why on the last day of the season I'm going to probably be taking another minus 400. I'm even thinking of, no, I'm not going to do this, but I was even thinking of like doing like a minus 200 just for a laugh, just to be bottom of every single league, just to like say I came bottom in every single league possible. But I obviously I would not do that. It's ludicrous. But yeah, it's all about. Are you just
going to be glad when the season's over then?
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait not to have to stream for frigging about this game for 3 months. It'd be such a relax. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, I'm just going to be fascinated by how everything pans out, and then.
I've got another stat about Christian Benteke before we finish.
Go for it.
So during the qualifying campaign for Euro 2020, have a guess how many goals Benteke scored. So I don't know the qualifiers. What is it, like 6 or 8 games or something like that?
Say that.
I think it's about 8 games.
What's the quick question? Because I've really got to get going, Dan.
Right. In the qualifiers for Euro 2020, how many goals did Benteke score during the qualifiers?
Well, the only goal scorer for Belgium is Martins, Kevin De Bruyne, and I was going to say Lingard, Lukaku. They're the only 3. So Benteke probably 1, maybe 2.
So he got 3 goals, so respectable. But that's as many as he managed for Palace in the 2018-19 and 2019-20 seasons.
Yeah. There's a stat over the last in the last 3 seasons, he scored more goals this year than he has done in the last 3 seasons.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, and on that note, Dan, I've got to clear off. I've really got to get going. I really do appreciate everybody joining us for this very impromptu stream. If you are brand new around here, that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed the stream, hit that like button. Dan, really appreciate you joining us.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and see you all again soon.
Yep, and good luck.